Hello. Mic's on mute. Your mic is on mute. Your mic is on mute, Shane. Hello. Your mic is on mute. Your mic is on mute. No, technical error. I don't know if Shane can hear me, but his microphone is on mute. There we are. He's just sorting that out. Hello, everybody. There he is. Hello.
That was so strange. I thought I was by myself there.
Oh, did you?
So I was doing, hey, Crow family, Ronnie's gone missing. But it was me that gone missing, is it?
Yeah, you'd gone missing. You've kind of gone pixelated now as well.
Oh, man.
I know, innit? It's the gremlins again. We don't have it much, but when it does happen, it really, really hits the shit out of us. So bear with us a second. Do you want to go out and come back in, Shane?
I'm off. I'll be back now.
You'll be back now.
In a minute.
Evening, Jane. Evening, Ian. Shane will be back in a second. We're just having a couple of technical issues. We're a little bit late on tonight. Technology's not on our side. There we go. Everybody's signing in now. Everybody's getting comfortable. Hello, Rosie. A lot of new viewers tonight. Welcome. Like I said, everything is going a little bit pear-shaped at the moment. We're just sorting out all the technical glitches, and we're looking forward to having Jamie on very shortly. Hello, Lynn. Mickey Cooper. Hello. There you go, Bat. There you go. He's in the game. Nice
back in the game. What's up, everybody? Welcome to CrowCast episode 67. Unless Ronnie has just said that, and I'm just repeating myself.
No, I haven't.
Thank you for joining us in this, well, clearly there's dodgy issues here. That's mad, that is. It was perfect for the last hour.
I know. And then we hit live and everything started going Pete Tong. So, but we're back in the game. It's episode 67, mate. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Hi, Diane. I can see you there. What's up, Emma? Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a great show tonight. We got Jamie Mathias joining us very soon, which is incredible. From Bullet, for My Valentine. There he is. Look, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads. I can see there. He's just the one he's got in real life. But it's going to be great by chatting with him. Where he's been in the music industry, God, decades. Like, do you know what I mean? This guy knows it all. So it'd be great to get some insight from him. But yeah, be good, bud.
Yeah.
Right then, like a motherfucker, really. That's all I've been doing now, which is really exciting. Some really good new Crow material.
Well, everything's really positive, isn't it? Because obviously, yeah, everybody knows we're working on album number 3 and the gigs are coming in, which are fantastic. A lot are online today. A lot are already sold out, which is banging. So we're looking forward to seeing you over the next couple of weeks now. A few sold out shows. So we're looking forward to that energy. We'll talk more about that in next week's episode. Also, a lot of people asking about the merch drop, Mr. Greenall. Oh, yes. Before that, let's tease them a little bit longer. We had some fantastic news this week about the vinyl. Look at that. Thank you, everybody.
Only in a number 5, and we? The 7-inch plum.
Number 5, 3 weeks, Record Store Day. Yet again, something, it was great to be part of Record Store Day. Didn't expect it to do as well. And then all of a sudden we got a top 40, then a top 20. And then we had a nod the other day saying, "Oi, you're at number 5. It's like third week. Still climbing, like, you know. So massive thank you to anybody who's bought the record. Just brilliant to be part of it. Absolutely blinding, like, fair play.
Yeah, thank you everybody for ordering in. Thank you to everybody again. We've said this in past CrowCast, but everyone who's saying where they're available to get the 7-inch plum. And people are still buying it. So thank you so much for the support. There it is, number 5. Who knows? Maybe it'll go up again.
Yeah, there's still a few left, I think, at Uric, and there's a couple of independent record stores. You can still kind of find it here and there. Few left in Europe, I've heard, and that's it. It was a limited run. It was for Record Store Day. So yet again, massive thank you to anybody who's purchased that and climbed up the charts. You know, there's some big hitters, but they all got records out. Your Royal Bloods, Motorhead still there, boy. Number 6.
Unbelievable.
Rolling Stones as well at number 4. Yes. Massive, man. Absolutely brilliant. So yet again, brilliant. Thank you so much to anybody who's purchased that and enjoying the 7-inch plum, which is brilliant, like, you know. So I've teased them enough. Should we talk about this merch drop? Shall we talk about this merch drop?
Yeah. Have we got a photo now or not?
We have.
Or am I just gonna list what we've got?
You do your best and see if I've matched it. I got a little bit of a sweat on me. I'm still settling in, so
I know it's got a bit. Yeah. So a few people have noticed that I am wearing some new merch tonight. This is the Those Damn Crows crew neck jumper, available right now over in the store, thosedamncrows.com. But there's among others. What else we got, Ron?
Oh, well, festivals are coming up, so how about a few festival items in there? Check that out, Shane.
Yeah. No, I always call these a beer cozy, but I've been told today it's beer cozy, which blew my mind.
Cozy. Yeah.
But anyway, we got them on sale. They're on sale.
For me. Festival, festival goers, they all love them, don't they? Especially with a can of blink of an IPA as well, or send an IPA. It's not just that. Sun will be coming out. We're having an heat wave. So where you're at?
Oh, we've got grey hats. Yeah, we've got a lighter shade of grey there. Those Damn Crows. Look at that black stitching, snapback, like all the kids to wear these days. So we got them on the store as well.
So we're on a roll, but yeah, we're on a roll. You got that to keep your beer sorted. That's there in your festival. Gets a bit breezy in the night, put your jumper on. Bit sunny in the day. Whoa, a bit of sun. Get that hat on. Make sure you're out there. Bit of shade in there. And you've had a party on now all night, haven't you? You've been on the old IPA all night. And you got a bit of an head on. What do you need in the morning, Greeno? You need some Crow coffee.
There you go. Crow Coffee Co. Check us out. This is our new coffee. It's called Welsh Gold. It's absolutely banging. But the good thing about this comes in a Crow coffee bundle. So you get that white enamel cup as well. You can buy them individually or you can buy them together. That's on thosedamncrows.com on the web store right now.
Look at that Crows in the background. He's living it. So you've got your hangover, you've got your Crows coffee to wake you up for a performance on the stage, and then you're going to wave your flag in the air. That's what
we got flags as well.
Gonna wave your flag in the air at the festival because everybody's been asking for so job done. So we want a beer. Get your cozy, get that on there. Bit breezy in the night, put your jumper on. Sunny in the day, put your hat on. Get that out of your eyes. And then you're going to have a hell of an hangover. So you want your Welsh Gold. You want your Crow Coffee Company Welsh Gold. And then, obviously, bands at the stage. Nothing more exciting to see a sea full of flags with Those Damn Crows on them. That's what you want. And in the campsite as well, Greeno. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. It's going to be incredible. So they're available right now. Thosedamncrows.com on the web store.
And that is the merch drop. Boosh. Get in the net. Get in the net. For all the football fans out there as well, which there are some, especially who watch this show, if you've got eyes on both screens, absolutely fantastic. If not, we will do a score update as well, so you're not disappointed. So you might see a little glimpse of Spain versus Italy. If you don't want to see that, and there's enough of you saying, no, don't, we'll watch it afterwards, just put it in the comments, so don't want to spoil it for you, and then you sign off and you miss Jamie, and it's all because we put, Spain is beating, there we are, currently 0-0. Oh, fantastic. Is that everything? Have we covered everything? So big merch drop, 7-inch plums.
Yeah.
Gigs and everything galore.
Yeah.
Boom. Love it, Julie Penn. Shall we have a guest? Because I got a hell of a sweat on me here.
I just sweated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the awesome Jamie Mathias.
How's it going, boys?
What's happening, Brad?
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Can I just say that was the best merch drop ever. That was fair play. Take my money. I want it all, but
Unbelievable, but
I want the
yeah,
art, everything.
yeah, that art will look good on you, but
Aye.
That's
Take
where
my
we
money,
are now,
boys.
but we've been living in a COVID world. So every week
Yeah.
we're coming up with something new. The fan base is brilliant. They've been so supportive. You know what it's like when you're in a band. You're I don't know, if you're not on the road and everything, you're looking at other ways to keep the machine running, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
of course. No, absolutely,
yeah.
boys.
And
No,
what
look,
better way? Put some
aye.
coffee in that tank in there.
And the IPA as well. I need some of that in my life. Come on.
Hey, we'll have to get you a few of them. Yeah,
We'll
and
sort it out,
we got some Neepers as well, but some New England IPAs as well.
Nice.
Already extended the brand. We're on 2 beers. Look out, Maiden.
Yeah, fair play.
Do you like your beers, then, bud? You into
Yeah,
your
yeah.
beer, mate? Yeah.
IPAs, yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, I'll drink anything. I will. IPA wise, do you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you
seems a
don't
bit-
do the flowery beers, do you?
What's that?
You don't do the flowery beer?
No.
You know the ones that taste like potpourri, innit?
No, I'm not fussed on that.
No,
But
I'm not either, to be honest.
Yeah, we were saying it for years. We because the thing is, Dave's like a real beer connoisseur of the band, like, so he'd
Right,
always
yeah.
his way of introducing us to like all the posh ales was giving us all the ones that tasted like a farmer's field. So you'd have a neck a mouthful, like, or you go to these posh brewery bars, he'd be like, oh, try a pint of this, like, you know, and you go, oh, fuck, I can't drink, I can't
Can't be
second
drinking
on
that.
that,
drinking
like.
flowers.
Yeah, man. So over lockdown, as you do, you order a shitload of craft beers and think there's bound to be one of these for me. Like, turns out there's
Definitely.
loads.
Absolutely. Where did I order some from? I forget the name now. But it's basically a bunch of German lagers.
Aye.
And they were spot on. They were.
Yeah,
really good, fair
German
play.
lagers are the boy. Fair play. We
They got-
when we went up to Germany, we loved that, didn't we, Ron?
Yeah, we got into Kolsch.
Right,
Kolsch.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a Pilsner. That was
Mm.
really, really nice. Like, but I tend to like that, your European beers. They're really strong and there's, like I said, not
You don't tend to have a hangover either off it. I
No.
find anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know it's good, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite ones is Jupla, which is in
Yeah,
Belgium. Oh, but that's
Absolutely.
stunning because they do that in Grass Pop, and I think that's
Mm.
what sponsors Grass Pop and stuff. But
Yeah,
yet
they
again, it's a strong beer. You don't get an hangover, but really clean to drink. Like, you know, it's just like a real session beer. Like, you know.
Oh, aye. They're the ones, boys. They're the ones.
Do you ever drink back on stage? Is it like, you know, before the show, or are you zero
No,
before and then after?
after, yeah, zero. I can't do it, man. I'll freak out, man. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
After the show, mind. It's game on. Do you know what I mean?
Is
It's
that a vocal thing as well, or like, you know, because
yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. I think so because
Yeah.
obviously, you know, singing since I was like 14. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess it's like a paranoia thing as well. Like, do you know what I mean? I know if I have a few beers and then do you know what I mean? God knows what happen. Probably spew all over the mic or something. But do you know what I mean? That's not good. Like, but no, I kind of like the feeling as well of coming off stage. You know, you've earned a beer, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Oh
Or
yeah.
8. Do you know what I mean? So
I've realized recently that I can't drink and sing. Like, I just can't.
yeah.
No
It
good.
definitely dries the throat out. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, the next
No.
day you just can't. You just not hitting those notes. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're Barry White when you wake up in the morning, and it takes you 3 hours to get your normal voice back. Innit? You know. Yeah.
No.
Can't do it.
I got lost along the way. I used to like a few beers before I went on, like back in the day when you're first starting and that whole like, hey, we're in a band, hey, and all of that. And then you realize that you're really shit. And then it's the case of, well, let's try it without the drink. And then the buzz got incredible for me.
Yeah.
I had enough from doing a great gig, or when you know it's gone right with the band, everything's in time, everything sounds brilliant, and then you get the feedback off the crowd.
Aye, definitely.
Yeah, and I think once I played a gig and I had a few too many. It was like it weren't the best of tours, and I remember kind of feeling like I was going to fall off the stool.
Never.
And that's that paranoia that you just talked about then. I was so
Yeah.
focused then on like, you're gonna be a dick by you, like, and everyone in the band's gonna know you're that guy, and then the fans are gonna get they're gonna get let down, etc. So it was just the case of like, right, that's it. I'll never
Knock on the
really.
head.
Yeah. I'd like our old manager back in the day used to say, "Oh, have a few shots before you go on." You know, we always
Let
used to
loose.
do that. Yeah, but I don't know. I just kind of like it dry. Like I just like to go out there and feel that. Yeah.
That's another story.
Very well,
Oh,
son. Very
right.
well. It's not a very rock and roll conversation, but you know.
But like you said afterwards, then you know the adrenaline's up there, a few beers,
course.
having a chat. Oh man,
Definitely.
can't beat that. Like,
No,
can't beat it.
absolutely. Definitely.
There we are. Awesome. Anyway, Italy have just scored. If anybody's interested, Italy have just scored.
There we are.
Do you follow the old football, Jamie, or no?
You know what? I'm not a fan like the Premiership and that, but
Yeah.
the Euros and World Cup, I love it.
Yes.
I'm really into it, like, you know, especially this year as well. And obviously, you know, when back in 2016, when Wales, you know, done really well, like, you know, I remember we was on tour at the time in Europe, and it was just incredible, man. I think it was like in Sweden, you know, different parts of Europe, watching Wales, and you know, from to get as far as he did, he was just like, it's nuts, like, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's something about the Euros and the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? It's something, you know, it's exciting, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Non-football fans just get into it. It's the atmosphere. It's and you fall in love with nations that you know you don't normally follow. Like, do you know what I mean? Like us at the moment, Denmark, with everything happening with Ericsson, and that on the pitch, it was just like, I think a lot of people, even if you weren't into football, were just like, oh, I really hope they do well now. Like,
well, yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So,
I'm rooting for Denmark to win myself.
Yeah.
So you know, hope they do.
Yeah.
What about you boys? Who've you got?
Well, Denmark.
Yeah. Of course.
Genuinely, we got knocked out by them, so it was just a case of and the fairy tale, and weirdly,
and playing England tomorrow night, so you know.
They are. I know there's no coincidence. It's no coincidence at all. The fact that I got a Ukraine shirt just over there, that's no coincidence at all. No, Denmark, I fell in love with, like, you know, it's the dream, the fairy tale. The boys are going to go on and win it for him. And then, like, I remembered the last time they kind of this happened, they weren't supposed to be in the Euros that time because something happened it was the war in Yugoslavia, and that's how that disbanded, and that's how Denmark ended up in that Euros, and they ended up winning it. Do you remember that with Peter Schmeichel back in the day, Shane, when Denmark won that year?
Yeah.
I didn't know until somebody told me that the other day, that they only got in because obviously Yugoslavia, all the trouble in the war that was out there, and they disbanded, and that let Denmark into the Euros that year, and they went on to, they were like the underdog yet again, you know, and they went on to win it, like, you know, so
happy days.
Yeah. Bit of trivia, and some people are like, right, move on. I can't stand football. I really don't care, like.
Jamie, bud, thank you so much for coming on tonight, bud. It's a real pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me, boys.
But we got so many things to talk about. I mean, for me personally, I kind of want to know, like, you've been in this game. When did you start, bud? When was the first time you picked up a guitar?
You know, bloody 11. When I was 11 years of age, it all started for me, yeah. And I guess it just started, you know, it's like when you turn on like Kerrang and Skuz, and you see like Guns N' Roses and Metallica, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, just seen a Guns N' Roses video of Slash, and it's like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want the hat, the hair, everything. And
so did you have lessons then, or was you just like picking it up? And...
No, I had I was about 11 years of age, and my granddad bought me a guitar for Christmas. I think they just thought, you know, it's just something for him to get into, and because, you know, I was getting into music. And my head teacher at my primary school, he was a guitarist, and to be quite honest with you, mate, I went, like, in school, I was a bit of a pain in the ass, like, do you know what I mean? Especially up to, like, you know, the last year of school. So I think he was quite taken back when I asked him, you know, well, you know, can you teach me guitar? And I don't know, I think I needed that focus as well, which got me out of that trouble then, do you know what I mean? And that was it, mate. As soon as I started learning, you know, you get that bite, and it's like, you know, you just fell in love with the guitar and music, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
What was the first sort of stuff you learned on guitar?
first song was All Right Now, Free.
Boom.
Yes.
Banger, boys.
Yes.
Banger.
Yeah, that's a real tune, that is.
But it's an
Bloody
easy
hell.
song to learn, innit? The chords, like, you know, and so he started me off on that. And then when I learned that, then I was like, right, I want to learn Sweet Child of Mine. He was like, slow down now, son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just you know, spiraled from there. Then you know, gone to bands like Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and few of the boys in my village, like Chris being one from Revoker. He was going through the same stage, like, you know, he picked up a guitar and we just started jamming, you know, when we was really young, and he was like, you know, let's start a band. And then that was it really. We just started playing like the local pubs and clubs, just doing covers and stuff.
Yeah.
I was about 14 at the time. Do you mean, you know, I wasn't even allowed in them. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, but like doing that was kind of like, you know, like I said, the groundwork, you know, of, you know, learning how to play in front of crowds and, you know, just getting that experience for us for when we were doing our own stuff then, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think 2006 we obviously before Revoker we were called A470.
That's right.
Which is
Yes.
You remember?
That's right. That's right.
I love that.
And yeah, we recorded our first demo and we just went for it, man. We just had a goal of, like, you know, getting a record deal. It was just like a dream for us, just to tour and play, you know, everywhere and just do it as a job, really.
Was your first demo, Jim, done with Ginger and Jeff? Was that with A470?
No, our first demo was with Todd Campbell.
Yes,
It was
there we are.
Squad
Yeah.
back in the day, yeah. And I think it was obviously the MySpace days. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, check out bands on MySpace.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you know, and fair play to Todd at the time, he was the best, the quality, you know, for and you know, for the price that he was charging as well for like up and coming bands. It was like a no-brainer. There we are, look.
Yeah, look at
These
that,
are
boy.
boys, there they are.
I look 10 years older, but
You've aged well, but simply.
And I don't feel like it. But yeah, so yeah, Todd. And then obviously we just played everywhere we could, you know. We just on the backs of lorries, you know, friends' birthday parties to, like, you know, the bloody Barfly in Cardiff. We didn't, on a Tuesday night, it was like, we don't care if anyone's there. Playing to the sound guy. We just wanted to just play everywhere, you know. That was our attitude. And yeah, we just, like I said, and we just started going down Notting Hill Studios with Jeff and Ginge. And you know, yourself, you start meeting people then, don't you, in the game and the business.
Yeah.
And yeah, just goes from there. Good times.
That's the weird thing. Like when you said your old band A470, I remember you just brought that up in my mind then, because I just remember, like, you're in Revoker.
Yeah.
But I remember initially thinking Revoker was American. I remember you're in, you know how it goes, you're in the circles and stuff like that, and you're hearing names going around, and I thought, oh, they're American band, because obviously we'll get on why now in a second. But then I just remember them saying they were previously A470. I remember, as you just said then, I was like, oh my God, because my first like knowledge of you was Revoker. And the only reason I knew that was, I think they were on about it. You just got signed to pretty much one of the biggest record labels on the planet, Roadrunner Records. And everyone was buzzing. And I was like, I was that guy who said the wrong thing at the wrong time. I was like, they're American, aren't they? And they were like, no. They fucking was. So I've been
South Wales, Carolina.
From Wales. I was like, fucking hell, that's brilliant. That is, you know what I mean? It was like,
well, yeah,
blew my mind.
No, definitely. We did have, like you said, our American sound as well. Do you mean? And it wasn't, you know, intentionally. It was just like, that's our influences, like, you know.
Yeah.
That's what just comes out, like you said, you know.
Well, I thought it was because of like the boys that I knew, like your Benjis and stuff like that, and their connections as well, because they were kind of back and forth the pond. I thought they knew this band out there, like, do you know what I mean? I didn't know we were up a road, like, you know, at that time.
You know, but it was kind of funny because we did have American management, and everything was done through America, you know. So we was over here in Wales, so we had American management, and obviously, you know, they were. You know, the demos that we done with Revoker, they were dishing them out to record labels in the US. And obviously Monty Connor then from Roadrunner, he listened to it, he loved it, and yeah, he wanted to sign us. Do you know what I mean? And I think we were like the first British band that he signed. Do you know what I mean? Because he's always signed like Slipknot, Machine Head, Trivium.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think we were the first like outside of the US band that he signed, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's what it is as well. We had that American sound that that they dug, and yeah, but no, from
Christ.
South Wales.
Yeah, how old were you boys at that time then? What was the that was
Well,
around
when
you?
yeah, I was about 19 when I signed the Roadrunner.
Bloody
Yeah, I think,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
18,
young, isn't it?
19, yeah. Looking back now, like at the time, I was like, yeah, well, this is what happens, like, but yeah, definitely looking back now, yeah, it's definitely, young to sign a record deal. Absolutely.
So what happened there then? How come the band said kind of done?
Well, yeah, well, basically, we so we was in Jeff and Ginger's studio recording. We just went down there, just
Yeah.
recording 4 songs, and our plan was just release an EP and crack on tour. Play shows on the UK and Wales, and when we was down there, obviously Benji was home because at the time he was living in Florida, and he poked his head through. He's like, "Oh, aye, what's this?" Do you know what I mean? And we just got on instantly, like, do you know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh, that's awesome," and he started getting involved then, like, to me, because obviously at the time I was like 18 when we started writing, and yeah, you gave me some like good pointers in vocal tips and like melodies as well, like, I mean, structuring songs and stuff, which at that age is to have someone to do that is it's like it's awesome, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so we jumped on board, we done a few songs, and that's what kickstarted it. And really, like you said, we got managers involved from the US. They started dishing out the record labels. Obviously, Roadrunner bit and wanted to sign us, and yeah, it all kicked off, and it was going awesome. We toured with Rob Zombie, the Sonosphere in UK. We did a lot of stuff in Europe, and then I think it was like the second year. I think it was like bad timing overall. That I think Case, the owner of Roadrunner Records, decided that he wanted to sell up, and obviously stepped down.
Right.
And I think Warner Brothers bought out Roadrunner at the time.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
for us, it was like we thought, oh well, it's going to be good, but obviously they stepped in, and I think like a lot of people that were like looking after us lost their jobs, or they had, they were looking for other jobs. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of all went, and if they came in and were like, well, we got Slipknot, Nickelback over here, and who's this new band from South Wales, Carolina over here, like, do you know what I mean? And,
what was that like, bud? I mean, because you're 19 years of age, you get a record deal. The bands you just said, you're on the same roster as these bands.
Yeah.
And then it
was
stops. Like,
it was.
Did you honestly think? Do you think that's it? We've had our chance and it's gone, or do you think
No,
we're on and up, positive?
Definitely, yeah. Onwards and upwards, and obviously I was devastated. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, looking back now, like you said, like 19, such a young age. Do you know what I mean? Signing, especially for like a major label like Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, oh, this is absolutely shit. Like,
Yeah.
But we just cracked on. Like, looking back now, I'm like, bloody hell, like I was so young. You've learned from that. And do you know what I mean? Things happen. Do you know what I mean? That's what happens. You just got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
But we did. We kept pushing forward. We recorded, started recording some demos. Then with Padge, actually. And that's when, like I say, our relationship, started to get better, not better, but, started to get Padge.
Yeah.
And it was a weird thing at the time. It was obviously we wanted to release like the second album, but Roadrunner, they were kind of like, we've got you, we've signed you, we ain't gonna release another album, but you're still signed. So we was kind of like, well, we just in limbo basically. We didn't know at the time what they weren't gonna drop us, but they weren't gonna release another album either. So they just pull us up on like a shelf just to friggin' rot, basically. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but we at the time we was just like, you know, we still gonna crack on, and we done a few tours anyway, and I just think things just started getting harder then, obviously, you know, because we wanted to release music, and we didn't know which direction to go in. Do you know what I mean? And you know, so we kind of got stuck. But I think for a couple of years we were just sat on material, just writing and waiting for things, you know, waiting for something to come along to, you know, get us out of the mess, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, as we was doing that, obviously we all had like things going on in our personal lives as well. That, you know, it happens. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's when, you know, I joined Bullet then.
So
After
what was the time difference then? Like Revoker to the Bullet. What was?
well, we done, I think, Revoker done our last tour in 2013, October 2013, and I think, yeah, so 2015 then was when I joined Bullet. So we had like a year basically of figuring out what can we
Right.
do. We're going to change our name, or was going to start something else up. You know, and like I said, we just trying to think of ideas. But yeah, so it was like about a year and a half, really, of figuring out what to do.
That's wild, though, isn't it? Because
Mm,
let's be honest, I mean, for you personally, not the band,
mm,
like if that hadn't happened, would you
yeah.
have had the opportunity to go and
Well, yeah, don't know.
join?
I know. Yeah, yeah. No, it
You
is
you
mad,
think like
and
that sometimes? I do. I'd be awake and
yeah.
I'd go
Oh,
like,
yeah,
shit, we're at
definitely.
crossroads, like.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. You do, like, you know, but I think things happen for a reason. I generally believe that. I know
Yeah.
it's a cliche to say, like, but I do. I think things happen for a reason, and here we are today.
Yeah, and it's incredible
Right.
foundations as well, because the
Yeah.
experience you would have got through that band, like you said, being young, being
Mm,
around people like Benj,
mm.
then going on the road with Rob Zombie, and that's just life lessons.
Well, of
You know,
course.
I know I didn't get some of them till later on in life. You know,
Yeah.
and I know other musicians who didn't get that kind of, I don't know, just the ups and the downs so
Mm.
soon, which at the time you would have thought was mega shit. I know that I
Oh,
can
absolutely,
resonate
mate.
that
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
musician, but I can
Mm,
imagine, you know, it's like, oh fuck. But now you
yeah.
look back, you're like, wow, they were the solid
Well,
foundations to where you are now. Like, you know, it's
definitely. And yeah, it just makes you who you are. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds cheesy to say, but it is. You know, you learn from what, you know. Like I said at the time, it's like, oh my god, this is it. Do you know what I mean? What's, you know? But you know, it's not.
Has it,
yeah,
has
yeah,
it
yeah.
literally, has it literally flown by? But you know, the time with Bullet, like, how long you
It
been with
has.
them
It's
now?
6 years. Six
Does it
years
feel
now.
like
Yeah.
6 years? That's wild.
No,
'Cause
it's
That's
crazy. It's
yeah,
absolutely mental. Because obviously my boy was born on the same year as well. Do you know what I mean?
right.
2015. So like ever since I've been in Bullet, you know, he's been born, like, you know, and
Wow.
so being in
So he's
Bullet,
only
and
known he's only known Dad in Bullet.
yeah, definitely.
Ah,
But
mega.
people to say like how quick time goes when you have kids, and obviously, you know, being on the road, and you know, having Jesse, and it's just gone in a good way. It's been like a blur. I'm
Yeah.
looking back, but it's been, you know, it's been amazing. Like, you know, wouldn't change anything. Like,
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
What's
And go on, Shane.
no, I was just gonna say, what's like, you know, you've gone from the front guy
mm,
playing guitar to the guy on the side of the stage still
yeah,
singing, and
yeah,
you've got amazing vocals, dude.
I'll
But
give
playing
it.
bass, like what is that something? Do you feel like the pressure's off you now? Because for me as a front guy, right?
Mm,
I always feel like, you know, if one of the boys has a bad day, you can kind of get away. If I got a bad throat, it's ruined.
yeah,
Like, and then
no,
the pressure I
definitely.
put on myself is this
Yeah, yeah.
something you were happy with taking away, or was it something you kind of crave? You want to be the front guy as well, like, you
Do you
know?
know what? This is mad because I've always, when I was front man, you know, it's like yourself and I, I used to be anyway. I used to be, like I said, the pressure. Do you know what I mean, of
Yeah,
going on stage, and you gotta entertain this crowd. You gotta be excited. You gotta have a meeting out your palm in your hand. Like, do you mean that's why I wanted to do it all every show, you know?
yeah,
And I still have that feeling, even though I'm, you know, on the front man in Bullet, but I still go through those thoughts before I go on stage.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And you know, I don't think it'll ever go away. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, of
yeah,
having that feeling. But yeah, I don't know. It was strange at first, obviously. playing bass. But obviously when Padge, texted me and said, we're looking for a bass player, new bass player, would you be up for it? And at first I was like, kind of, well, I'm not a real bass player. But then I thought, then obviously vocals, because I knew, it'd be singing vocals and stuff. I just thought, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Like, and I just cracked on, and I really enjoy it. It's not, like you said, it's not a million miles away of what I was doing before, like,
Yeah.
And I think it's just having that mic in front of me. I think that's what keeps me, reminds me of
you do a
what.
lot, dude, don't you? You do a lot of vocals on stage.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Like we were chatting the other day. Like, it's obviously, I think for a band to have that kind of, like, back and forth vocal, like bouncing between each other, especially in the live aspect, is I think it's really good. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because
man.
we saw you at Camden Rocks, didn't we, Ron?
Yeah.
One of the first
Yeah,
shows.
that was the first.
Yeah, man.
Because, like I said, we've known of you for years, especially with the other band, etc. And obviously, we know some of the boys and stuff. So it was all like hush hush. We knew, like, the auditions. How was that? But just the knowing that you were going for the job and everything.
Well, yeah, obviously, when I had the phone call and they were obviously said, we're looking for a new bass player. Do you fancy auditioning? I was like, well, yeah, let's do it. So I learned three songs. It was Waking the Demon, Raising Hell, and Your Betrayal. And I didn't even have a bass guitar. I couldn't even. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know if I could pull it off. Like, do you know what I mean? So I asked my mate. He had a bass. I was like, look, I don't even think I told him. Oh no, he must have known because he recorded. I said, look, I'm auditioning for Bullet. Have you got a bass guitar and can you record me, as professional as you can, so I can send him a video? And I think it's like, I don't know what bass it was, like a 200-pound bass. I chucked it on, started singing the songs. I sent them the video, and they were like, yeah, come down to London and let's have a jam. And so I went down, and I was excited more than anything. Do you know what I mean? I didn't put no pressure on myself. I was just like, this is awesome. Like, I've been a fan of Bullet for years. Obviously, I've known Padge, and I just thought this is cool, like, and I think I just took that into the audition as well. And I don't know, when we was playing, it just felt like if I'd been in the band, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For years, like, do you know what I mean? Because it was just like, it just clicked, like, and yeah, and that was it then. And obviously got the call, and they said, yeah, you're in. So,
I love that. And then Camden was your first gig. What was your first tour then, but?
Yeah, so Camden was the first show, and I'm only laughing because the show was amazing. It was like, obviously I was a bit nervous, but it was the after show. Remember when we were at that party?
Yeah.
old Shiner took a dive, didn't he? He took it. Fair play to him.
I didn't know if you'd remember that. That's brilliant. Loads of people say about that, like, fucking hell.
that was funny. I was fair play. And, what was it? Going on the steps or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. Superman. Jesus Christ. The worst thing about that was, I think Ginger Wildheart was like near him, which like that's one of his fucking heroes. So because I can remember afterwards he was like fucking Ginger seen that as well. Everyone's fucking applauding.
Ginge caught him, like.
Yeah, I think Padge had like number 10 like 10 for fucking brilliant.
No, it was awesome. No, it was great, man. Great times, fair play. Good memories. And yeah,
and
obviously, what's that?
I was going to say, that Camden, after Camden, then it was, like, this is it now, this is going to be it. Like, and then you went the road then. What was the first tour?
Yeah, South America. We went into South America, yeah. And obviously it's my first time in South America. And it was a bit of an eye-opener. It was great, like with Brazil, Chile, Argentina. And that was the taste then. It was kind of like, off we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did any of the past help you with it? Because obviously with Revoker, because like to some people, they'd be like, fucking hell, or was it the fact of Bullet had become such a a machine, and so I up. It was just a completely different way of operating. So it was like, fucking hell, this is completely different, like, you know.
Yeah, it was. I'm getting some feedback, boys.
Well, can you
Someone
hear me
got
now? Is it on you or me?
I don't know, get an echo.
There we
I
are.
don't know.
How's that, bud? Is that better?
Yo. That's all right. Yeah, I think obviously looking back when I was in Revoker, doing all those tours and that, I definitely prepped you. Do you know what I mean, for going on tour with Bullet? Like, I mean, he was like, obviously, he was bigger crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I knew myself. I was ready. I was ready for it, like, So,
Yeah. But I mean, what's the biggest crowd then you had with Revoker in comparison to Bullet?
what was that again? Sorry, Revoker.
Yeah, what was the biggest sort of crowd?
Biggest
you played
crowd?
with Revoker?
I think we done. What did we do? I think we done Grass Pop in Belgium.
Oh,
So that was kind of like, and yeah, but even like, we weren't like really known in Belgium at the time, like, I mean, Revoker.
Yeah.
And we were playing the tent. In fact, I think Bullet were on the main stage on the same day, which is crazy. But we were playing a tent. I'm not sure. It was probably about, I don't know, maybe 7,000 in the tent, like, do you mean?
Yeah,
And at the time, it was like, 7,000 is a lot of people, like, do you mean?
Yeah.
It was, it was a few of the Bridgen boys were there as well, I think. They were in the crowd and that. So, but yeah, obviously going from like 7,000, which is the biggest we played with Revoker, to like, I don't know, playing Wacken, and it's like, I don't know, 110 million.
That's
No,
insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
There was a lot of people.
I suppose that the excitement and the butterflies kick in on every show. But when you look side of stage and you're looking out to that amount of people, what's that feeling like?
Yeah, it is. I get more just excited and adrenaline myself.
Yeah.
I just say to myself, I'm having this. Everyone's having it. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, you're gonna get nervous. Everyone does. But and I'm strange as well. The bigger the crowd for me,
Yeah.
like the less nervous I get.
Yeah, I'm a bit
I think
like
I get
that.
more nervous if I'm in a club full of 30 people. I think I just get more. I don't know. It's weird. It's strange.
You can see the whites of their eyes, can't you? So it's like,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I know
Definitely.
what you mean.
But I think just get me in a outdoor with 70,000 people. Let's have it. Do you know what I mean? Like Download, for instance, just gone.
Yeah.
It's obviously we hadn't played for like 16 months, like, and obviously, I was walking up to the stage. I was thinking, oh, here we go. Do you know what I mean? Nerves kicked in, but it's just more excitement more than anything. Do you know what I mean? And there we are. Like how special that show was for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was just, it was just amazing. It was an amazing weekend, like,
Yeah. No, I've seen some of the photos as well, but with you and with your boy as well, especially Momo there, dude.
He was on stage more than me. He was.
There he is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's got to go up in the house. That
Oh, it is. Yeah, definitely.
That's lovely.
I'm gonna get. Here's Andy. Look, super nice guy. He is legend.
Yeah, cracking, but
it was so surreal, but I was gutted because obviously, like you boys were there on a Sunday, we were there on a Saturday. It was just so surreal. We were just like, wow, because like you said, we've been out of that environment, out of that arena for so long that when you arrived there and you could start to feel it, you could feel the energy.
Oh, definitely.
I was just like, wow. And then the walking round and
didn't you feel a bit like it was amazing, but I felt this is weird. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously what's gone on, and like we didn't find out until a couple of weeks before that we were doing it. Do you know what I mean? I know it's probably same with you boys, like, and like if someone said to me back in March this year, "Oh, you're going to be playing Download this year in front of 10,000 people," you'd be like, "Shut up, that ain't happening." Like, and I think just going from that to like playing and walking on a festival normal, it was just like, I don't know, it was just weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In a good way.
Well, for us, we were supposed to play the main stage 2 years ago,
Right.
and then obviously it's rescheduled ever
Yeah,
since.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we didn't expect, like you said, we didn't expect it to happen at all. This pilot thing, we didn't expect nothing. Andy came on here. Now I look back at that episode, he said little things which if
Dropping hints, was he?
yeah, mate, if you go back and just pick up some of the sound bites, he says, you know, the bands of tomorrow, like Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, Bullet for My Valentine. He mentions like little things. Now, whether I'm looking into it too much, I got my tinfoil hat on, but it's like, I don't know whether it was being talked about and he was just thinking like, you know, it's time to give other bands a chance. And then, yeah, exactly like you said, as it was wrote, it was weeks before, and management said, do you fancy a gig in a couple of weeks? And then he started saying the spec of it, and we were like, what the fuck? Yeah, fucking right. And then when that initial yes, like I know it's different with all of you and everything. For us, it was like when the yes came in, we were like, fucking hell. And then you do start that. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's the most nervous I've been ever in any situation. I
think for us as well, obviously, because we headlined the Sunday night. That Sunday was a long day. Do you know what I mean? It was like, you know, and obviously I had my family with me, which was amazing. And he was just waiting around all day. He was like, we haven't done this for 16 months. We headlining the Sunday night. And he was just like going over your head constantly all day. And but yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's definitely probably up there, one of my favorite shows I've done, just because of the show, because it was amazing, and because of the, you know, of what it was. Do you know what I mean? You know, and but you know, everything's looking positive at the moment. You know, our diaries is getting booked up, and like you said, you guys are having shows come in, and you know, things are starting to open up, and you know, it needs to, doesn't it? Do you mean?
Well,
everyone needs it.
Pencils turn into pen now. That's the difference. Where everything was like, you know, talked about. It's the case of now everything's starting to get confirmed and everything's starting to get trickled and announced. But even like walking around that pilot, but it's like you said, it was such a long day for you boys, and I know you had like photos to do and you had loads of press and everything like that. But even that,
it's an hard life, innit, huh?
Oh, it's so hard. Like
this been in a band nonsense.
But even that must have been. It's beautiful and weird at the same time, because I know myself and Shane said that you're in the pen and you're almost like, this is fucking beautiful, and you're looking at everybody as well. I've never been so observant of like people enjoying themselves or eating up the wagons backstage and laughing and hugging each other, and I was like, fuck, this is incredible. Like, it's how it should be.
Absolutely. And I think when we got there, I think the first band that I've seen for in the past 18 months was the Elvana. Is that what they're called? Is it Elvana? Yeah. I never heard them before. And I was up front, and he was this guy dressed as Elvis playing Nirvana songs. I was thinking, this is class. I mean, this is the first band I've seen. And it was amazing. Like I said, everyone was just looking round, and everyone was just enjoying themselves, and it was just a beautiful sight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so you went out onto the field to watch, did you?
Yeah. I took my boy out there. Me, Sarah, and we took my boy out there, and I do. You got to, like, you mean, because you know,
man. Love her.
Yeah, man. And
I feel like it does feel like we've kickstarted. Well, you headlined, but kickstarting, hopefully, the industry doors back open. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, that's I'm saying how special the show was, you know, and you know, it was, like I said, hopefully the start of live performances coming back to the UK. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, things are looking up at the moment, and he needs to come back, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh,
you know,
man.
We need it.
It does. It does. But we had Padge on, and he obviously said the timing didn't really affect you guys as much as most people, because you'd already arranged time off. But then the news has broke now, so it's all official. You have a brand new album, which is available right now on pre-order, and is out in October. you want to tell us a bit about that? That obviously happened throughout COVID, I assume, when you all got together and the writing process. And
no, definitely. Well, like you said, the year, obviously everything got cancelled in 2020. It didn't really affect us because, like you said, we planned to have a year off anyway, you know, and write the record.
yeah,
But yeah, we started writing back in 2019 actually. Once we were doing a bit of touring in Europe, we'd come home, and it wasn't like, you know, I'm not saying like serious. We were just getting together, just throwing ideas about. Do you mean just to get the ball rolling, you know, when the juice is flowing? But yeah, it was until the end then of 19 and the start of 2020 where we, you know, it got serious. Do you mean just got stuck in? It was obviously done differently because, you know, we was sometimes you couldn't be in the room together.
yeah.
But because it was, like I said, the rules and restrictions were changing day by day. Do you know what I mean? It's like one day, you're allowed to 4 people out again in the room. The next day, he's like, no, you're not allowed to. So, but yeah, you know, we just got through it, and yeah, we've said the album is absolutely slamming, and I think we're all very proud and can't wait to release it.
Recorded in England or in
Yeah.
Wales?
So the initial plan, and it was talks of going to America to record it, and obviously with COVID, that didn't happen. So we ended up in Chesterfield instead. So, there's nothing wrong with Chesterfield. It was with Carl Baum in the studio,
yeah.
Studios, and he's a great guy. Carl, he knows, obviously, he's done you know, the last couple of albums of Bullet. He knows what the band wants, and he's a great guy, and it was very interesting.
I assumed you worked with Carl throughout Gravity anyway, like, you know, so you'd have had that kind of relationship. And then moving on into this then as well, then the self-titled Bullet for My Valentine, because this is the boys, this is a seventh, isn't it? Seventh album. Is there tunes you're already we've seen a question, but there's some songs that you just can't wait to play live, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What would you say? Yeah. So obviously Download was the debut of Knives.
Yeah.
And that was just because we played a second. And that's another thing with Download, it was a bit like, you know, the nerves as well. You know, it debuted in a brand new song, which we haven't played live before.
Yeah.
And I just felt amazing. It just went, you know, it just felt right, like, you know. So Knives, that was amazing to play live. There's a song on the album called Shatter, which I'm very looking forward to playing live. I think when you hear it, you'll know why. So, but it's funny because like, you know, it's obviously Knives has gone down really well. Everyone's saying, you know, they love it and like the heaviness of it, and to me, it's not the heaviest song on the album. So, you know,
wow,
people.
Well, that's interesting. That's a really good. That's a lovely little. Because I was like, "Fucking hell, it's brill." Like the vibe of it is really, really cool. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, definitely, and obviously going back to the live performance of it, was just, I think it is a live song. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds stupid, but you know when a song is meant for live, you know, performances, and can't wait.
So you obviously singing on the album as well, bud. You singing harder then and more?
Yeah, well, it's obviously and doing bits on the album. It was funny because when Matt was doing vocals up in Carl's, because obviously the old COVID thing.
Yeah.
He called me up and he's like, you know, I need these parts done, like, do you mean? And I was like, well, I can't get up there. Do you know what I mean? So I ended up going on Padge's studio in his house in Bridgend.
Yeah.
Carl and Matt were on FaceTime. They were like, so these are the parts. Do you know what I mean? And I was singing them, and then Carl was going, yeah, that'll do. That's good. So he's kind of like producing over the phone.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like
slamming,
recording an album in lockdown, like. But yeah.
Wow.
Such bizarre times, but so many memories and
Yeah.
quirky things are gonna come from this. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you said, then fucking singing a vocal line down how they would want it. You know, we get what you mean. It's like the whole like, you know, oh, can you do it a bit more like this or whatever? And then you're fucking there on the old FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Like, you know, it just wouldn't happen normally, would it? It's just like,
no, definitely not.
No, man, bloody hell. And before all this happened, what was the last gig you guys did? I forgot to ask Padgy, yeah?
We it was Not Fest Mexico. I think it was. Yeah, because that's the one. No, I think that was taken a few years back, but that's Not Fest Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah, we done South America. There we are. That's Not Fest Mexico. Like this is a story to tell you.
Right, that's Not Fest Mexico.
I was going to say that looks like a bonfire in Bridgend, to be honest.
No, that is Not Fest Mexico. What happened was, right, it was the last show because we were playing. I think we were like a couple of. I think it was Slipknot headlining, Evanescence, and Bullet, and so we were playing. It was an amazing show. It always is in Mexico. The fans are amazing, but I was having I was on one of the worst shows ever. My equipment wasn't working. My basses. I think like 18 months of touring, they were just like, nah, we done now. We ain't working for you, like Green. But it was. I think it was just like flying them back and forth because you do a lot of flights in South America, and it was an amazing show. But at the end, I was so angry because I had a bad show, and I picked my black bass I had, and I just lobbed into the crowd. I was like, "You are Merry Christmas, you have it." Which, looking back, right, it is a bit of a stupid thing to do, like, do you mean? Because but like I did throw away responsibly, like, do you mean? And they caught it, and I was like, adios, like, do you mean?
Yeah.
But we went back to the hotel that night because we had an early flight, and then when we got back, we heard some of the crew. They were saying there's riots going on in the festival, and they started they burning gear, and I was like, and some of the boys looking at me going, "That's your fault, that is. You started." I was like, boys, don't say this now. But what had happened was the barrier on the main stage had collapsed before Slipknot had gone on, or Evanescence, and I think the festival organisers got it up to a standard where they thought, oh yeah, crack on. And I think people from the Slipknot crew were like, that's not secure. The people, when Slipknot go on, things are going to kick off and people can potentially be crushed, like,
Yeah.
So they pulled the show. Slipknot said we can't afford to do that, like. And I think the crowd wasn't really happy, so they started burning Evanescence's drum kits and gear and stuff.
So are you saying your bass guitar could be
it was nothing it was nothing to do with me?
Right, that's a travesty. If your bass is in the bottom of that bonfire, I'd be tamping.
No. Another funny story was my auntie was she follows a Facebook group, a Bullet fan page.
Yeah.
And she actually got the photo of the guy that caught the bass. And there was 2 strings left on it. I think the neck was like a frigging banana. And he was like, he was holding it for dear life. And the smile on his face. He was happy, like, do you mean? And, like you said,
brilliant.
He was happy, so all good.
It's a beautiful moment. And like you said, you did 18 months, which is incredible, of touring. Were there any highlights from that as well? Any moments meeting anybody where you were like, fuck it, hell, this is incredible?
I'm trying to think now. It was I tell you what, the both cycles I've done is, just memories, like, and I just think like, obviously we done Download on that cycle. That was a great memory. It's hard to think off the top of your head, like, it's just a bit of a blur. And obviously, the bands that we, supported and toured with is always good. I think we done, what did we do? I think that was Grass Pop, I think. And it was, our dressing room was opposite Johnny Depp, because he was playing,
yeah.
Was he playing with now? What are they called?
Hollywood Vampires.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So yeah, that was a bit of like, he's a legend, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Johnny Depp. And that was kind of cool.
Did he come over and say hello, or did he just keep to himself? Or
well, I was joking. We was joking all day long because it was obviously he didn't turn up till he's ready to go on stage. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we were all eating round, and when he did turn up, like we managed, like we were just going on to him, going, "Oh, Johnny." You know what I mean?
Johnny
He
boy.
was like trying to play it cool, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had people around him and stuff, and no, he was just cool. Like, he was just, like I said, it's just experience, isn't it? Like, you don't see Johnny Depp every day, do you?
No,
But,
exactly, but exactly.
yeah.
And I can imagine that the intensity of the touring as well. It's just every day is mind blowing. Like, it's hard work being away from the family, but it's mind blowing that you live in the dream that, like you said to us at the top of the show, this is what you wanted to do. This is it.
Oh,
now.
definitely, mate. And like you said, you find that balance. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, yourself being on tour, it is hard especially when you got a family. But then I think it's when you're home, then that's when it counts. Like, you just, I don't know. For me, it just makes me a better. Well, I think so. Like, to be a better father. And do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm spending that much time away from him. When I'm home, he's got all my time, and he deserves it all. Like, do you know what I mean? So you just got to look at it like that, really, and just find that balance. Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
But like you said, but like touring, like doing that download show just gone. Once we finished, I was like, I'm ready now. Let's go to Europe. Do you know what I mean? Let's go to Grass Pop. Let's go to Rock and Ring. And it's like driving home the next day, going into the services and putting a mask back on. It was like soul destroying.
But
yeah.
We've talked about exactly the same thing of like I said, we were there on a Saturday, came back Father's Day on the Sunday, came back and I'm just fucking standing in Tesco's on the Monday doing your shopping with a mask on, thinking,
I know.
Did that just happen? Like, did that just happen? This is surreal. And I think a lot of bands who would have played that bill, and a lot of people who actually attended the festival, so it's not just bands, crew, to do something of that magnitude, and then all of a sudden, like, there's still the talk of, is things going to move? Is this? You're not even in that mind frame, unfortunately, at the moment, because we've seen the positivity from it, and we didn't see nothing to be alarmed by, or everything was running great, and the response afterwards has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're still on that cloud, like,
Aye.
like you said, I think all the boys in the band were exactly the same as you, where it was like, right then, fucking, what's happening next? What's happening next? Like, so
It's got that bus.
But you have got the tour coming up now in October and November, which is fantastic. But it was great to see that announced straight away. Bang, there it is. Like,
definitely. Well, yeah, as you can imagine, super excited for that.
Yeah,
I think. We've got another similar type of thing what Download has done, like a test festival.
Oh, brilliant!
So we got one in Austria. So Nova Rock is doing one.
Wow.
So they're doing that in September. So that'll be great. And then
I
obviously
actually
we
seen that announced the other day, but I thought it was for next year. I got to be honest. When I kind of flashed up on Facebook, I was like, "Oh, wicked! That's going to be fucking special." That is, like, and then I didn't realize it's this year.
Yeah. So September. So they're doing the same, like government funded. Just obviously doing it to kickstart the live music and to see obviously how we plans out and stuff. But super excited for that. And then we got the UK tour then, and I just like I said, once we do that, fingers crossed, it'll just everything's all the same then afterwards. Start trickling back in.
It's like you said, but I can already see your calendar filling up. Just the ones that have been announced for 2022, the festivals, etc. Everyone can see something there, which is great. And then it's everything leading to that now, which is that's the exciting part. Like, especially when we started adding those winter dates, the same as you're doing now, and you're like, this is fucking happening now. Like, so. Oh, and you just hear that roar of the crowd, and it just becomes normal. And then we'll all be talking about this weirdly. Fucking
exciting times, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't wait for that. Like, can't wait for that.
No, absolutely.
Jimmy, it's been absolutely class, but having you on. I can't wait to hear the new stuff. But if it's Knives is to go anything by, and it's gonna sound heavy, I can't wait to catch you live, brother.
Thanks for having me, boys.
And we'll get you some of those IPAs, my friend.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And an art as well. I want an art.
There we go.
I don't
And some
expect I'll give
coffee.
you the money. It was
And some
that's the
coffee.
one.
And some coffee and a koozie. And a
I mean,
fucking...
look, I just drop it there now. Come on, what's out? What's out? Did you get it? No.
Oh, there we are. He's got
There
it.
it is, look.
Look at
There
that.
it is.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, Jamie, I take care, brother, and we'll see you
Boys, all
soon.
the best.
See
Absolutely.
you
Nice
soon,
one.
buddy. All right. Take care, Jim.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ah, man, that was awesome. Absolutely
Legend.
brilliant catching up with him. He's well, it's the same as a lot of bands at the moment. He's so busy, exhausted because he's back at it with the boys, like, you know. So all throughout the day now, everything's kind of moving. Like we were tactfully trying to say at the beginning of the show, innit? But there's so much going on. We're planning and organizing, etc. And then your evenings, and you're like, right, kick back, and it's like, come on, Jim, get on the CrowCast, but you're not going to bed yet.
Yeah. I know. It's mad, but because I feel like we've been so busy in lockdown, I can't wait to go on tour to almost relax. That sounds bizarre.
No, that's not bizarre. I had the same conversation with someone the other day. They said, I bet you've had so much downtime now. I bet you can't wait to get going. And I was like, what are you on about downtime? Yeah, little moments here and there where you get to spend it with the families as we have, or even us boys have managed to get together when we can, which has been beautiful, like Giant Wafer, etc. But no, the rest of it is just constantly building, constantly planning, constantly writing, constantly rehearsing when we can. It's just it's an everyday thing now, isn't it? Like, you know, and that's the end game. So I know what you mean. When we get on the road, it's beautiful then, because it's almost like
doing it is just be in the band. Like there's nothing else to really do. So
yeah, that nice long string of dates and long fucking days. Bring them on.
And then we'll piss and moan about, we should go back.
Piss and moan. We'll do a special CrowCast and we'll be like, fucking hell, we're doing a CrowCast because we haven't done fuck all day. We're fucking, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Should we bring in the boys?
Bring on the crows.
There we go. Here's Lloyd. Evening. There's Shiner. Oh, Shiner.
Hey!
Oh, there they are.
2 for the price of 1.
He's making his entrance. Different formation today, boys.
Yeah. That's yeah. I'm looking forward to the full screen later. That's gonna be brilliant.
So why you up there, Dave?
Cups of tea, innit? He makes a nice cuppa. So. Yeah.
He's only had 2.
Yeah. No, we're having a little jam. We're just having a little jam, playing some guitar. So
Shiner, is he? Well, you've limited the tea bags to 2, have you? But he can only have 2. Is there? The rest are for you.
Yeah, the rest are mine. That's right, but yeah. The rest are mine.
thing is, I won't sleep tonight now because you know I'm like with caffeine.
I know. I was just thinking that, Dave. I've never known you.
Yeah.
It's 10:10. Yeah, you normally say, "Oh, it's too late. I can't drink caffeine at this time of the night."
I'll text you when I'm about to go to bed. 4 in the morning.
He'd be texting you, Lloyd, at 4 in the morning. Hey, Lloyd! You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
Here we are. You can hear me now, can you?
Here we are.
Be a bit quiet.
Cheers, that. No, aye. Don't you text me at 4 in the morning, Dave. Not again. Tell everybody what you were doing now when you text me.
Well, I'm not going to go into graphic detail, but I was using the toilet.
Hey.
Oh, I know. I'll text Lloyd.
Yeah.
It's only 4 in the morning. Sorry.
4 in the morning.
Can I just say as well, like a massive thanks to everybody who's still watching. We had a real blip throughout the show where Facebook just completely kicked the show off. So I don't know what happened. So we lost a lot of people. They've slowly, I think some have come back on, some managed to jump onto YouTube. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I'll have a little look into it, but we managed to get it back onto Facebook. I don't know if it's working tidy now for people. But yeah, thank you for those. Yeah, there we are. Back in. There we are. A lot of people saying that it went off. Facebook had a hissy fit. Yeah, don't know what happened. It just kicked us out. I don't know if you boys were aware of it.
Yeah, I was watching the comments on the side, like.
I didn't see that. I just seen like everything starting to kind of go wrong. But we've had a few gremlins tonight, like Shane at the top of the show, like he said, and then I had some mic issues as well, and
That was so weird though. That your screen was black, and I was
Yeah.
still talking to everybody, thinking I was hosting the show, but nobody could see me.
it's bonkers. It's like because like this is episode 67 now, and when you think of like when we started it, and now we just expect everything to be running slick and sheeny, and you're still gonna get those glitches, isn't it? Like we're still pinging to different locations. We're still, we still got like your Facebooks to deal with and YouTubes. Can you remember that once where we played we played Biff's cover, and we had all the go ahead from the label and everything. Yeah. Play Biff's cover. I just remember the numbers crashing. I don't know if you boys do. It was like, fuck, we've lost Facebook. It was like, So yeah, man, we're constantly learning as we go along, and there's just like I said, just things are going to happen, isn't it? Like so
It's like they say, it's live TV. That's what they always used to say, wasn't it?
exactly that.
Yeah.
A lot of comments there about your jump by the Lloyd.
Ah, it's an old one. This is old H&M special. Every Halloween I wear this.
It's not
every
Halloween, though.
I know, but I also wear it on every Halloween. I just thought tonight, I'm well on a while. I might stick it on tonight. Kind of felt like it's going to be left out, like, comfy as well.
Bit of a recap to the top of the show, boys. Number 5 in the charts. It's not bad, is it?
Didn't expect that.
I've got a company around us as well. The Stones.
Oh, I know. It ain't.
Motorhead.
Yeah.
Our fans are fantastic. They're brilliant in all fairness.
They're the best around.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
And new merch as well, boys.
I know. Ooh, it's gonna be,
Dave's on the old Crow coffee, but there.
Ooh, I have one of them at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Dave's text everyone at 4 in the morning then.
Yeah.
Shane's wearing the jumper.
Yes.
Jamie's just got a new hat, courtesy of the drop. Hey, Lloyd, do you want to catch it on your head, bud?
Ready, Lloyd?
I haven't got one. Hang on. You can try.
You can try. I thought I'd try it. You never know what comes off live, innit? You never know.
I'm not used to this. Dave's quite well behaved tonight, I think, because he's a guest in China's house.
He's revving up nicely, but
He's just giving me
very well behaved. I don't know if I like it. There he is, Mr. Mischief as well.
What's this guy doing in my square?
He's very well behaved, did he, Shane? I think he gave him the elbow there, anyway, underneath, like.
Do you know what I'm like? Kevin and Perry when they were around each other's parents. Yes, okay, yes.
he's been warned.
Kevin and Perry.
He had to sign a disclaimer before he comes through the door.
Yes, Miss Peterson.
Should we give something away?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
Can anybody remember what the prize is going to be?
Something new, I reckon.
Yes,
Yeah, it was something new. Was it
it was something new.
Something borrowed, something blue.
It was something new. It was something new. It was, I don't want to say in case I'm wrong, and then you're like, well, we're giving that away. But I'm pretty sure it was.
There we are. It's one of them, is it?
I'm pretty sure I've committed now, haven't I?
Well, you didn't know, but you're in.
There we are. If it wasn't, it was a cup and a bag of oat coffee. I'm pretty sure.
There we go.
Well, it's
If
official
it's-
now.
Yeah, sit on your head, be it if it's wrong.
Official now. Fuck things up otherwise, haven't I? It's coming out of my pocket otherwise. There we are.
Brewed
Yeah,
by
got
ourselves.
pockets.
The beans were picked by me and Shiner.
Yep. Long day in Colombia, that was.
Yeah. First class.
Do you remember that day? Bloody hell.
Well, you were social distancing bean picking, were you?
Yeah.
Hell of a night out, that was. What a shame.
Yeah. The amount of tests you had to do, Dave.
So, what is the lyric anyway?
Thank you very much, Lloyd. So that's the prize. The lyric this week I thought was quite difficult, so I'm going to give you the title of the song. This is from BU, and the lyric is, "It's not you. It's not you." What's the lyric that follows? Go. What's the next line? I should have said. Damn it. Go.
There we go. And while we wait for the answer for that, like I said, the winner will win a mug and a bag of our brand new coffee. But while we wait for that, let's catch up with Dave and see what's on this week's Crow Radio.
The best music all day long. Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Hello. You caught me off guard, you bastards. Right, hold on. Got it.
Leslie,
so
we shut you up.
Jamie's a bass player. Right, quiet now. Go full screen, right? Quiet. You know the score. So, seeing as Jamie's a bass player, we've gone with songs that we think have got tidy bass lines, right? So first of all, we've got "Give It Away" from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then we have "You Can Call Me Al," Paul Simon. Then we've got Sir Duke, Stevie Wonder, Ace of Spades, Motorhead, Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith, Hysteria, Muse, Keep the Faith, Bon Jovi, Dancing in the Moonlight, Thin Lizzy, Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed, Last Train to London, Yellow, The Chain, Fleetwood Mac, Anesthesia, Metallica, Another One Bites the Dust, Queen, Anthem, Zebrahead, Bullet in the Head, Rage Against the Machine, Town Called Malice, The Jam, All Right Now, Free, and Longview, Green Day. And if anyone doesn't think the bass lines in those songs are killer, come at me.
You didn't pick them, Dave. You didn't pick them all, Dave.
They still come at me.
You know, everybody got it, Dave. Everyone
nice,
watching in the Crow family, you've got a free punch on Dave now. Go and have him. Yeah. You'll have a queue from you to fucking London, you will, Dave.
So that's on this week's Spotify Crow Radio playlist. What have they got to do, Dave?
Click the little green heart, press the little downwards facing arrow, share with your mates, share with your bass player mates, share with your mates who aren't bass players, who like bass players, share with your drummers who like to play with bass players, share with your guitarists who play along with bass players, and share with your singers who play with bass players.
Love that.
Play it to your dog because apparently they like bass frequencies.
No, mine don't.
No, that is a wicked playlist, and I will listen to that this week because there's a really nice collection, boys. A few of you. Do you notice I put a few of you chose some really nice tracks there? A couple I haven't heard for years. And talking about tracks, Paul Simon. I'm failing to think of the record, but I was only introduced to that album about 2 weeks ago when I was at my buddy's having a drink. Hang on, which one of you was talking about there? Which one of you just said it?
Graceland.
All
the African influence. And
I hadn't heard that album.
Amazing album.
I heard Call Me Al, obviously, and I heard like bands cover it and stuff, but I hadn't heard the album in full. So it was just really one of those nice nights with mates, just sitting there listening to it on vinyl. And we were all sipping away at like 1 o'clock in the morning listening to it. For me, it was amazing. You know, when you just discover new music, which isn't new music, but you're like, holy shit, like, you know. So yeah, man, it was brilliant. So when that came up today, I thought, oh, I'll share that story. It's a little bit of interesting content, like, you know.
Did you know?
Yeah, it's a good album, man. Really good
Well,
album.
yeah, especially the fact of I don't know when the album came out, but it's it's just new. That's what I mean. I can't talk about it. I don't know enough about it. It was the fact that my buddy said, "Oh, you haven't heard Graceland?" And I was like, I don't know why. I said, "Oh, what, Elvis or something?" I was like, "Elvis," and he was like, he goes, "No, Paul Simon." And then when he started playing it, and this is what rocked my world. I can see Shane kind of he's getting where I'm going. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is really good. And I the voices, dude, I vibe off all the harmonies and I was just like, fucking, this is powerful. This is really cool. And I'd had a few as well. So you really get into the music again because you're like, you can hear everything. You're like, oh, fucking hell, this is insane. And then he said, all right, yeah, well, it's Simon and Garfunkel, isn't it? And I was like, what the fuck? So I didn't know. I just didn't know that. That was like a little bit of, I'd never gone down that rabbit hole. So I was like, fuck.
Oh, they were years ahead of himself.
Yeah, but how can something so old be so new and relevant and yet you buzz off it and you're like, wow, there's so much on you now there. I'm like, wow, I'm going to revisit it. So I'm calling it my car. When you go on a long car ride, I'm using it with that at the moment. I got one lined up now and it's the case of like, fucking put that record on from start to finish as well. No skipping or anything from start to finish and get into it. Like, you boys have heard it then? I fucking first.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm in it for a while.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure as well. There's the classic album things on Sky Arts. There's one of them at Graceland as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of documentaries of Paul Simon going
Yeah,
and meeting up with these like singing sort of tribes, do you know what I mean? And recording them all. It's incredible.
I'll go back and listen to that now. You've just said that, Shane, or I'll try and, you know what I mean? I'll find more out about it. But like Bees Put by Your Sir Duke, I kind of remember it, but I don't know the song well enough. But it's just mad being in a room, when everybody's heard or seen something before. Everyone was so into it and like singing bits from it. And I was just there. I just remember being in the room, like looking around going, this is fucking ace. This is really cool. So yeah, that was like a moment. Like I said, what did someone just put up? 86?
1986.
Yeah, and like I've just discovered it in 2021, like, So like I said, before anyone says I have heard tracks off it, but I didn't know who wrote that track because they're not really my favorite tracks in the world. So I didn't really kind of get into it. But when you listen to the record from start to finish, that was the key for me. It was almost like, someone can show you like a glimpse of something and you might not resonate with it. But the fact I heard it from the start to the end, I was like, fuck, this is brilliant. Like, it's really, really well written and emotional and great. Like, so yeah, there we are. Sorry to waffle on.
All good. Moral of the story, it's a good album.
No, it is. It's rhythmic as well, isn't it? It's just so much energy. Class. Right. The winner for what's the next line? There's a few people that had it, but the winner is Ella Williamson. It's The World That's Broken. Well done, Ange. I'm just sorry, I was looking through the comments. There's a lot of people have got the coffee and the cup now. So if you have got the coffee and the cup, you've gone and bought it, Ange. Let us know what you want off the web store and we'll sort you out that way. But yeah, if you have bought the coffee and cup, let us know. Cool.
Full screen.
I'm stealing your like bastard. So what year is it? It's 2021, right? Yeah? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry,
Dave.
Dave, we're not allowed to speak when you say segment. We just.
You speak when you're spoken to anyway.
All right.
So.
Sorry.
Right. Start again. Sorry, Dave.
So what year is it?
2021.
Well, you would be incorrect if you were in Ethiopia because the year in Ethiopia is 2013. And do you know why?
Why?
Because their calendar year has 13 months. So if you want to travel back in time, go to Ethiopia.
Wow.
2013.
So that means all the calendars we got you, we could send to Ethiopia. They're still in date.
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll be relevant.
Yeah, in 13 years' time.
Send that to management. There we go. Send the remaining calendars to Ethiopia where they can sell them in a few years' time. We're going to do
Boom.
like a backlog, innit? From now on, the 2020, 2021, send them
Yeah,
off,
just ship them over.
ship them back.
We'll have, to work, we'll have to work our fan base in Ethiopia, I think.
What's the name of their 13 month?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got 7 years to
Bollocks,
get ready for COVID.
Dave,
They got the
Yeah.
13 fans called
David.
Bollocks, is it?
Focus, David. What's the name of the month that we've never heard of? The 13th month.
Ooh, I don't know. It might have been that month I made up before. Do you remember we were making the bets and I made a month up? August or something?
What?
You don't know, do you?
No, I don't know. I'm just.
All right.
That's interesting, though. So they got
I'll
13
look it up.
months.
I'll look it up now.
Yeah, definitely. They got 13 months. So they are currently in 2013.
Yeah.
Are they? See, I don't want to go somewhere by you because I might sound like a fucking idiot. But are they? Right? Are they right? Have they got it right? Like, is there should be 13 months? Do you know what I mean? Should there be?
I think
13? Yeah. Like, should there be 13 months rather than 12? Go on. Sorry, Dave.
So
your bit.
They're all Mescarum is month 1. Tikimt is month 2. Hidar is month 3. Tarsas is month 4. Tir is month 5. Yakatit is month 6. Megabit is month 7. Miaza is month 8. Ginbot is month 9. Sene is month 10. Hami is month, or Hamle is month 11. And month 13 is Pagumini, which runs from the September the 6th to September the 11th. Which is weird.
It's a 5-day month.
Yeah, it's so weird. But it's based around
the
Islamic calendar, I think.
Well, there you go.
Yami Tit I was born in.
Yami Tit, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Yami.
Jammy Tit, I know.
Jammy, aye. All right.
I'm a Tim Ket boy.
That's really interesting. Or do they age differently? No, but it's true.
Oh, is that what you mean? Is it true?
Well,
what do you mean that's true? How are they aging differently?
Because they're younger. They're in 2013, son. We're in 2021.
Time is
put it
time.
This way,
how they measure time is time. How you measure time is the only difference. But time is time.
How you measure it is a human construct in it, calendars and stuff. Time is.
So they're gonna age exactly like we are. I mean that without the environmental differences.
There's another interesting fact about age.
Yeah.
And time. You could possibly age quicker than a slot. So if you went up in a rocket ship,
right,
and you were in you were further away from I think it's traveling at a certain speed, or if you're further away from gravity, the gravity affects time. Gravity affects time. So if you went somewhere like zero gravity, like a black circle, the black hole, and come back, you'd be really old, but we'd still all be young. So it is possible, in theory.
Wow.
But I'm not sure if that's what Ethiopia did.
One of the black hole.
Yeah, come back.
Back nobody's. Back in a minute.
Were they late on the calendar thing? So like everybody else had started and not told them, or do you know what I'm saying? Like how were they on 213? That's what I mean. That's the mathematics of the 13-month thing, yeah.
Yeah, the Islamic calendar our calendar in the Western world starts from year Jesus today. So it's 0 is when there's year
Right.
Jesus. Well, their Islamic calendar starts from year Muhammad, which was like 1400 years ago.
Right.
And so yeah, if you go to the Islamic world, then it is a different calendar. So if you're going over there, going, I'll be there in October,
they'd be like, hang on now, it's Jan tit, mate. It's fucking,
it's tit bar, like.
Yeah, you're a couple of months short by there, like, do you know what I mean? That's fucking right. Oh wow. Fucking touring.
Too much caffeine is a right mindfuck, that is.
How the fuck do we work out the posters when we tour there?
No, but here's the thing though, Ron. If you were in Ethiopia and you had your time and I was born exactly the same as you, we grow through life exactly the same. How you measure it could be different, but we're going to age exactly the same. So it's not like a Back to the Future or anything. It's just how they measure.
Well, I must confuse them in the Olympics, innit?
So what year did you win the gold medal?
Well, it's true, isn't it? When the fuckers running with the torch in the Olympics and they fucking fireworks are going off, going, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021." And there's an Ethiopian and going,
like, what the
fucking wrong. It's fucking 2:14, man. It's 2:14. What's he on about?
All this does is highlight that calendars and countries and all that are all arbitrary human constructs, and that's all it highlights.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're all one.
We are bound by the sun going up and down. Simple as.
Yeah. Yes,
no matter what we put on it, that sun goes up and it goes down, and that's the thing.
Then you look,
up.
She's telling me. In a non-COVID world now, I can't get on an EasyJet, pop over to Ethiopia, put a bet now.
No, Marty McFly. You can't do that.
It's like Back to the Future.
Go
back to the sport.
Work out the nearest Euros or World Cup to then, and then be like, fucking, hang on. And you want to hear this runner? His name's Usain Bolt. He's gonna fucking rock your world, like, do you know what I mean? And that won't happen, like. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Oh man,
shut your borders down in 2020. Trust me. Shut your borders down. Fucking crack on. You'll be fine.
I've been in and out of Ethiopia more than you could ever imagine if that was the case. Putting bets on.
Yeah, here we are.
Dave and the dodgy betting, like.
Yeah, build a tunnel from here to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Italy's just missed the penalty.
It's rocked my world.
Ooh.
Definitely think we should send them some calendars.
Now that is a good idea because, because they'll be going January. That don't mean anything to me.
No, just stick some tape over them.
And you have to add another page in with Titvar or whoever it was, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What about Ethiopians who come and work over here? Have they come into the future?
He's not letting this go, but he's
no.
I will move on. I just got to understand it a little bit more. Like when we're wearing like,
if they've grown up in Ethiopia and they come over without knowing what we do, then yes. That's gonna blow their mind. Like I've only gone on a trip on a plane and I've traveled 5 years. Yeah, that's gonna blow their mind.
Yeah, if they're unaware of the outside world, which I can imagine they're not. Interestingly, if there's like an Amazonian tribe who haven't been untouched by the outside world, they'd follow. I'm assuming they would follow their own calendar. Now, obviously, that would apply to them if they came and flew over here. They'd be like, "Never heard of your never even heard of your Jesus Christ 2021. What's all this?" So that would be the case, I think, with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, but Dave, you started something now. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
That was a good Dave's. Did you know that was?
Thanks.
I enjoyed that. Thank you, David. Well, before we go, or before we hand it over to Shina's quarter of the screen. You can tell I'm trying to move
trying
it
to
on.
time travel back to a little child. Scream.
I'm trying to move the segment on, but deep in my head, I'm going, do they imagine we're walking around in shell suits? No. That would have been earlier. That would have been 1980s. So they're in 2013. So I'm trying to think of 2013 to work out what they're imagining. Yeah.
CrowCast didn't even exist back in Ethiopia, look, because
it hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened.
Do you know what I mean? It hasn't happened. Like,
here we are. Alex Lee has just highlighted there's a lot of Rastafarians in Ethiopia. Now, the reason for that being is that Haile Selassie, the president or king of Ethiopia in the 30s, is apparently the resurrection of Jesus Christ himself in the Rastafarian world. So in Ethiopia, that's why you have a lot of Rastafarians. Should save that for next week, shouldn't I?
That was a Brucey bonus. Thank you, Dave. I'm still stuck on shell suits, I gotta be honest.
Shina, what's in that tea you give him?
But I'm starting to think of it. I don't know, I'm going to have to double check it. I thought I put sugar in it, but I don't know.
It's not herbal tea, I know that.
Yeah, so for anybody listening to this or catching up on it at a later date, or if you're still with us, or if you're in 213 or wherever you are, you can head over to www.thosedamncrows.com, where you will find, especially tonight, we did the big merch drop, where we've got koozies, and we've got jumpers, we've got a hat, and we've got coffee. We've got Crow coffee, everybody. That's right. I know what I'll be waking up in the morning and having a sip of. I'll be drinking my Crow Welsh Gold coffee, which will help me kickstart the 2021. That's right. You can get cups on their own as well. And don't forget, we've just dropped some flags. The festival season is kicking in, and we really want to see those flags. Didn't full screen that one, did I?
You want to see those flags?
Really want to see those flags.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
Well, my partner in crime has now left. He's gone to see the football score.
It's just running on, maybe.
So this is inspired by Dave. An original Dave is worth more than the copy. You're gone. You're over there. You should have been you. You're over there.
Italy have just won on penalties.
Hey, I said they get the final. I bloody said they get the final.
Bellissimo.
So that's Denmark and Italy in the final. Way!
Potentially, yeah, potentially.
Wow.
Only joking. Not.
There he is. The original is back.
Everybody's saying they haven't won yet.
Broke the bloody mold in.
Try then.
Oh, he's off.
No, they haven't won yet. For anybody still watching and I haven't alienated, good luck to England tomorrow. Good luck to Denmark.
Exactly.
Have a super smashing game.
That's it. Big thanks to Jamie Mathias for joining us tonight. Massive thank you to the Crow family, as always. You love and support. I can see there's a few people have bought some merch tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting us. Your love and support has been incredible. This has been episode 67. We will see you next week on episode 68. Take care, everybody. Look after yourself. Stay safe.
I'm not giving up. I'm not